NBC 10 political commentator Sue O'Connell joining us right now. Sue, let's talk about voting. House Republicans, they've tried to pass an election integrity law. In essence, everyone, that's voter ID. Right. It's failed before. A lot of folks in Congress have been after this since the early 2000s. Yesterday, House Speaker Mike Johnson announced a short-term spending bill that didn't include the measure. Who is behind the idea to try and get it to pass again and using a different name this time around?
Former President Donald Trump, Colton. He was pushing for it, the now so-called Safeguard American Eligibility Act, or SAVE Act. Well, first, it's already illegal for an undocumented immigrant to vote. And if it happens at all, it is extremely rare. But what Trump wants, he usually gets from the House, right? From the House Republicans. But not this time. Trump was trying to get House Republicans to actually shut down the government if the so-called SAVE Act wasn't part of the package that Johnson proposed yesterday. So amazingly, Johnson defied Trump and struck a deal with Democrats to keep the government open through December 20th. Now, Republicans thought the effort would backfire on them in the November election. Obviously, Trump wasn't as concerned, and we'll see if he is angry enough at Johnson that it distracts him from his campaign for president.
All right, well, let's talk about his campaign here quickly, because South Carolina Senator Lindsey Graham just paid a visit to Nebraska's election leaders on Trump's behalf, right? The reason he's doing this, Graham is trying to convince them to change the way that they award their electoral votes. Now, interestingly enough here, Nebraska awards its electoral votes the same way some of our friends up north do, Maine. What does Graham have against it? And does this say that he's set to visit Maine anytime soon?
Well, Graham is concerned that Trump needs every single electoral vote if he can find it, and even if they have to change the rules to deliver them, right? Republicans fear that one or more of Nebraska's 5 districts could vote blue this year, as happened in 2020 when Nebraska's 2nd district gave their one vote to the eventual winner, Joe Biden. And it looks like Graham is going to fail on this effort. Nebraska Republican state lawmaker Senator Mike McDonald, he says, quote, after deep consideration, it's clear to me that right now, 43 days from Election Day, is not the moment to make this change. So the point here, too, is that Maine, like Nebraska, splits their votes. And I don't think that we're going to see Maine being worried about them coming to get him, since it may actually hurt Republicans in the long run.
All right. With that, I want to go to Georgia now to talk about how they do this, right? Because they appear poised to pass, if they haven't already, a bill requiring all ballots to be hand counted. Last presidential election, it took a week to find out who won. Is Georgia already putting us on that path once again? Why are we sticking with hand counting down there?
Oh, God, Colton, I'm already expecting the presidential vote count to take days, if weeks, right? And if Georgia moves forward with this, the days could possibly turn into weeks, which could turn into months, or could turn into never finishing. And I'm not kidding about this. Georgia, of course, is a battleground state, and that means that we have to expect a large turnout and a close race. And the election board down there, very MAGA Trump friendly. So why the move, which would require poll workers to open up ballot boxes and count the number of ballots by hand at the end of the night, at the end of the election? Well, if they don't get all the ballots counted and certified in time, there could actually be a tie of electoral college votes for president. And then the House of Representatives would get to vote. And it's too complicated to explain here, but that process could favor Donald Trump over Kamala Harris. And that result would be chaos. So you can expect a legal challenge or two on this hand counting business. And by the way, to answer your question, most election experts oppose hand counting. They think it's a waste of time and effort, so we'll see what happens.
All right, our Sue O'Connell. Sue, as always, we appreciate your insight. We look forward to it over the next few days, weeks, months.